Brokerage to brokerage. Do your numbers match up? Where is your business in today's real estate economy? Let's dive in. Let's go. Hey, gang, it is Jason and Ian. It is the International Champions Workshop. We're back for another edition, and we're going to dive deep. Today, we are going head to head, Remax versus EXP Realty. We're going to share some of the tips, the splits, the commissions, things that we have seen over the years and currently about what's going on with these two brokerages. And if you're a part of one of them, maybe you should think about the other one. Because if you're a business mind, and even if you're not a business mind, we want you to see the bottom line. And Ian, the reason I wanted to kind of bring this to the forefront, brother, I've been talking to a lot of agents at Remax. I've got a lot of friends that work at Remax, and they're great people, and they're amazing realtors. And I don't know why I just did the thumbs up emoji. I don't know why the thumbs up emoji.
I can see that.
Yeah. So whatever. But anyways, I've got these wonderful friends in Remax, and they produce and they do great things, and they're committed to Remax, and I applaud that, and I love that they're happy. But then when I broke down some of their numbers, I showed them and I said, "Hey, I'm glad you're happy, but look, you're missing out on 10,000, 20,000, some cases $30,000, $40,000 difference from one brokerage to another." So, and I know your background, Ian. You've been on the Remax. You've been over there in Spain. And so that's why I was like, dude, what better conversation to have us talk about this? And we're going to actually show some numbers too. So, I mean, in Spain, what do you recall? You know, I remember Remax, you were there years ago.
Yes.
But what do you recall back at that time?
So when I first got into being a real estate agent, salesperson, it was in Remax. That was my first experience. That was where I tested the waters with this career path, this job, this work that we're doing now, that we still do. And so just I want to preface that and keep in mind that my experience with Remax is as a newer realtor. That was I came into totally green and with no background experience in real estate at all. So it was kind of interesting because a lot of Remax offices obviously take on new agents and they kind of mold them and give them the experience that they need, and then they become super successful within Remax. Maybe they go somewhere else and they're successful, but it's a lot of, I find that with these franchises, that's where they start and that's where they learn the ropes, and that's where the story starts to unfold, and that's where everything stems from. So my experience here was kind of up and down, I'm going to be honest, with Remax. I really liked the model itself and the franchise itself. I liked, the branding, especially, obviously with like the marketing background that I have. I kind of look at those things as well. I really like the brand, and I like to be able to go out and say to people like, "Oh, I'm with Remax," and have them go, "Oh yeah, I know them, whatever, the balloon or whatever." And that was really cool. But for me, it was difficult in the sense that I didn't get enough training frequently enough as a newer agent, that I could stay there long enough. So I was there for just under a year. I did a couple of sales whilst I was there. But one thing that I noticed as a newer agent, and this might be, this isn't like from a franchise point of view. I think this is more this specific broker per se, or this specific office, was that I find that there was a lot of competition between the agents there. And as a newer agent, I wasn't on a competing level. So I was literally just kind of like left on the side. Like, okay, if you get to that point, then we'll kind of include you in whatever else is going on. But until then, you're kind of on your own. And that's literally how I felt. I was on my own. Luckily, I found one of the agents in that office was from the same town as me, and I kind of stuck to him like a parasite and learned that way. But otherwise, I was completely on my own. And yeah, there was a lot of competition in within the same office and between offices under the same broker, and that created some conflict between agents, and I could feel it, and I could feel that I don't know how to explain it. Like lack, I want to say lack of collaboration, where they're more. I think it's either collaboration or competition, and Remax was more competitive. I find when I was there anyway. Whereas now at EXP, that's completely out the window, and it's 100% collaboration. That's what I'm seeing at the moment. But I remember also that the splits were pretty crazy when I think back to it, actually. So, commission wise, the office would it was a 60-40 split, 60 for the office and 40 for the agent. Whereas, here in Spain anyway, it's 75 for the agent and it's 25 for the I know it's slightly different in the US, but it's 25 for EXP. Literally, for doing the exact same work, I'm making almost 2 times the amount of cash.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. I'm going 40% to 75%.
Yep. That's number one. And that's what I ran into.
Yeah.
That it was almost that same exact scenario
Yeah.
and here in the United States. And it blew my mind. And that was just step one. Now, here's the thing, because with EXP, obviously we're a cloud brokerage. We are the largest independent brokerage around the world because we are no franchises. So with a Remax, you are going to have franchises. So that's where those numbers are going to be different. It's not just going to be different because we're Indiana and Spain, but it could be different from Indiana to Illinois to Florida to Ohio to New York to California and everywhere in between, because they're all different franchises, right? And then it's going to be the same out in Spain, where you have different areas throughout Spain and all of Europe to say different franchises, different ways to make it work for the client, or excuse me, for the agent. So think of this. If, as Ian was talking, did you hear some of those things? And were you like, oh man, I feel that. Maybe it is a newer agent. Maybe you're, $1 million, 2 million in volume that you're like, all right, yeah, that makes sense. I'm not seeing that either. Trends continue to happen. So one of our predecessors, Jeff Willems, always says success leaves clues. And at the same time, so does failure. So be mindful of that. And if you're hearing the trends that Ian went through and saw, and you're experiencing them now in 2024, take a look at your business and think about that. Hey, is this going to move forward, or am I going to be able to do the things I need to do for my business? So that's first and foremost. As we look at numbers, Ian, you were talking about, the splits, the caps. That's huge, because those franchises are taking majority of the money, leaving with the agent who's doing the most amount of work with literally nothing.
Right.
And then these franchises on top, if they're doing a 60-40 split, 60% is going to the franchise, that agent's getting 40%. Well, then there's another franchise fee on top of that.
Right.
So that's huge. And a lot of those places are 6% franchise fees. So let me kind of go back to my scenario. I was talking to a friend, and they're at Remax here, like I was saying at the beginning. And we were talking, and they could go 80-20, but they actually signed on at 90-10. All right. So 90% is going to go to the agent, 10% is going to go to the brokerage. The biggest thing was their cap. They had, I think it was like a 15.5 cap. I'm going to pull up the numbers here in just a minute, just to be a little bit more exact. So their cap was very similar, but then they had some fees, and then they had that 6% franchise fee. So even when they paid that full cap, 15.5 or whatever that magic number was, they can never, ever get to 100%.
No.
They always have to pay that 6%. So if you're a producer out there, and this is where I want to elevate the game at the same time, because we do want to make this sensible for producers, team leaders, managing brokers, even.
Of course.
What does that 6% do for you? If you're selling 30, 50, 100 homes, and yet 6% continues to go to the company, which I understand the company needs to make money. I get that. But you see none of that as an agent. Compare that. I compare that franchise fee to what EXP has in a way. Stay with me, Ian. We have an agent equity award, right?
Right.
We can, and we don't have to, we can agree to this, and we could do anywhere from 0 to 5% where we buy in the company stock per transaction. The cool thing is the company's going to give us a 5% discount every time, right? Right. So if you're a producer and you're doing big numbers, why not take 5%, put it into the company where that stock actually belongs to you? And when that stock goes up $2, $5, $10, $20, now you're sitting there, you're like, I just have a lot of money all of a sudden because I invested.
Right.
I invested in right,
Yeah.
and I took money to help the company grow. It's a win-win. That 6% with Remax, you don't see it ever again.
No.
You're not getting any shares of stock. You're not getting partnership. You're not getting ownership. And that's huge. In your business and real estate, you want ownership. And that's what EXP is giving. So that is, it's very relatable. And at the same time, it's not relatable because we don't have franchises. We don't charge this fee. This is totally optional to be part of the agent equity program.
Exactly.
You don't have to, and that's okay. We don't shame you for being for not doing it.
Each their
But
own. Yeah.
that's where Ian and I want to come in and help, right? Saying, hey, you're a producer. You sell 20, 30, 50 homes. Let's have the numbers make sense. Ian, what do you think?
No, that's exactly it, because what you're doing at the end of the day is the exact same amount of work and you're making more money. It's for me, it's as simple as that. You're doing the same amount of work, making the same amount of sales, but you could be making more money. That franchise fee, 6%, you can still pay that 6% if you're comfortable with doing that, but just put it into company stock instead, something that's yours, like exactly like you said, if you want. If not, just make more commission. That's it. I've also spoken with a bunch of Remax agents. I still speak with some from the old office and whatnot, but it's once you see it, it's kind of difficult to unsee it when it comes to the differences in, well, obviously in just the commission, like I said, gone from 40% to 75% here in Spain is a pretty big jump. And I know that's similar in the US also. And then on top of that, obviously you've got your stock, you've got your revenue share, if you're building out your organization, whatever. There's a bunch of other things, it's not just the stock that comes into play here. But it's difficult. It's something else that would be I'm just going to get straight to the point. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. There's something else in play that would keep you from not coming with us at EXP. I'm going to be honest. There's something else there. If it's straight just down to the commissions and the fees, EXP is the winner. So what else is it?
We're going to show that to everybody too.
Right. Yeah. And I'm not just saying that, I'm not just making this up. I've been there and talk with other people about it almost every week. So we could definitely see the numbers there. But then, there's other things to look at. Why would they not move then? If they know that I've spoke to agents that said, for example, I would be making more money at EXP. I'm like, okay, cool. When you coming over? It's like, no, I'm not. I'm comfortable where I am. I'm like, okay. It's like, what is it? There's something else there. Like it might be the office space. It might be the colleagues there. It might be, I don't know. There's a bunch of other things it could be, but
Well, and it could be, and if people are comfortable, I get it. Hey, you're happy. Cool. We want people to be
Yes.
happy. We want the best for everybody.
Yeah.
And if you're comfortable, great. But are you able to achieve everything you want when you're in your comfort zone?
That's a huge
The answer is
thing.
no, you're
Yeah.
not. You're going to achieve stuff and you're going to feel comfortable and you're going to
Right.
be content. But if you want to push that lever up, get to the glass ceiling, and shatter that glass ceiling, that's when you got to look at something a little bit different. And so let me share this screen with you. I want to share some facts that was shared. All right, you got this?
Got it.
All right, good. So let me move this so I can see it a little bit better. Thank you very much. Are you still see my Remax screen or no?
I'm on desktop now.
All right, oops, there we go. How about that?
There we are. There we are.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So this was just pulled from Remax, their press release for Q1 numbers. All right.
Yeah.
If you're in real estate and you're not a numbers guy or gal, that's okay. We're here to help you. Ian and I, we watch a lot of numbers. We dive into a lot of numbers. We get the numbers. We want to
Yes.
help them make sense for you guys. So again, reach out. But that's why I'm reading news articles like this. This is why I'm doing these math equations because I get it. Not everybody gets it. And cool, no big deal. But we want to help you. All right.
Yes.
So diving into this, let's look at this. So total revenue in Q1 of 2024 decreased 8%.
Right.
Okay.
I haven't seen this. It's pretty
Yeah.
interesting.
Almost 78 million, over $78 million, right?
Right.
What was this one? The revenue, excluding the market funds, decreased 9%, $58 million. Net loss yeah, to Remax Remax Holdings, excuse me, 3.4 million.
Right.
The EBITDA decreased 4.7% to 19 million.
Yeah.
Total agent count decreased 236 agents.
Oh wow. Okay.
So overall, they're at 143. So
143. Yeah. Yeah.
you know, U.S. and Canada combined agent count decreased 4.3%. And then Motto Mortgage franchises increased 4.7%.
Okay.
Cool. So what does that tell me? They're putting their money in the mortgages.
Yeah.
They're not helping their agents grow. They're not helping in the right act. You've got all these numbers coming down, your revenue share, your total revenue share, or your revenue, your total revenue, your net loss, your EBITDA, your agent count is all decreasing. But the one area that you're putting money into is mortgages. I would
Right.
I would question the leadership on that and say, hey, where are we? And that's you compare that to a company like EXP where we have zero debt. When we have zero
Right.
debt, how strong does that make any company? Very. Why? Because we could change in an instant. And if the economy shifts, if the real estate market shifts, we could shift just as fast. And
Right.
we did that this year with our revenue share program. And that
Yes.
was huge. That was a huge part, right? So these numbers are vital. When I'm seeing numbers, and I'm reading the word decrease, 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 decrease,
Right.
decrease. Guys, if you want to keep sailing on the Titanic, even though you see that iceberg coming up ahead, and you know the outcome of the Titanic,
Right. Yeah. It's like I said, it's a no-brainer. I don't know. There's something if it's not the numbers, there's something else that's holding you back.
well, and that's why we just want it to make sense for everybody, and it may not be
Yes.
the, and maybe EXP is not the model for everybody too. But me and you, we get along in there. We have great camaraderie. We've been in the company for years now.
Yes.
We get it. We see it. So, that's where I want to challenge anybody who's not. let's compare numbers to numbers. I'm a big numbers guy. I love to do this to say,
Right.
hey, if something's better out there, let's talk about it. Let's see where we can make this better, you know?
Right.
Um, so
And I
that's
don't
what
know if
I'm,
you've seen the EXP numbers, but
what's that?
it's pretty crazy. First quarter 2024 consolidated financial highlights as compared to the same year ago period, which is what we just looked at for Remax. First quarter revenue increased 11% to $943 million. Come on. Nah, the numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
The
So,
numbers.
and Remax, again, we're not here to knock anybody. Remax is a
No.
wonderful company and they built a fabulous real estate company. They really have. But
Yes.
you've got to look at things and you got to see when these numbers are going ups and downs and where are they? What is the future? Where are you going to be in the next one year, 3 years, 5 years
Yeah.
if you're not with EXP now? So that's where we challenge you to have this. Now, Ian, I know we're going to have to wrap this up, brother. I'm going to hit a little
Yes.
overtime right now because I
Okay.
want to show you these numbers. I've got this chart. All right, let me go to the old handy dandy share screen operator here.
Let's see which screen
And
we get.
all right, where are we?
We're good. It worked.
Got it. So I'm going to go through this fast. If you
Yeah.
guys have
Yeah.
questions, reach out to Ian or myself. We'll be able to break it down. Happy to get on a call with you too. So these are just some rough numbers of a friend of mine that was open to letting me share. I'm not going to disclose their names for obviously reasons. Um, so this is just a real estate company comparison tracker, analyzer, what have you. So number of sites for this year in 2024, they did 15 sites so far. All right, that's what they've closed. 15 closed sites this year. Average price at $300,000. I'm in Indiana, so that's actually above average sales price.
Okay.
So you multiply those two together, you get 4.5 million so far in total annual sales. All right. Average commission here in the United States, we have that commission piece at 3%.
Yeah.
Is roughly average. We'll just work that. So total commission for this agent right now, $135,000 for the year. Good job.
Gotcha.
Now let's break down the fees real fast. I'm just going to go across the board. If you were with EXP, it's a 20% split. All right. With Remax, it's a 10% split of how they have their franchise set up. Okay.
Okay.
And in the blue, you'll see the numbers, how it calculates. Now, EXP has a $16,000 cap. You see, we just paid $27,000 into the company. Well, that's not true. You're not going to pay 27. You're going to stop at 16, and EXP is going to give you that adjustment, and that's that.
Right.
That's that difference there. All right. At Remax, my friend has a $15,400 cap. So even with their 10%, they still owe $1,900 more to get cap. All right, because they haven't hit their cap yet.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Next line 21, franchise fee. EXP does not have any. On this one, they have a 3%. So again, franchise fees can be different.
Yeah.
We were talking about 6% earlier, but 3% still. Where's that 3% going? To the company, not you.
That's it.
So they pay in another $4,000. There's no flat office or desk fee. EXP doesn't have that. They pay $234 a month. So for the year, it's $2,808.
Gotcha.
All right. Line 24, other fees like a tech university. EXP charges $85 a month for the tech fees. So that's a little over $1,000 a year. We charge a broker review fee. This is a $25 per transaction charge to make sure that everything is clean and crisp and perfect for your transaction to close on time. Win, win. Yes, I love it. Take my money all day. Cool. Transaction fee per side, that comes after you cap with EXP. We could dive into that on another day. That's not going to be part of this conversation right now.
Right.
And then E&O. Here in the United States, we have a risk management to E&O, errors and omissions. So with EXP, it's $60 per transactions, and then you cap at $750. With Remax, it's a flat $840. So you have to
Okay.
pay that out of your pocket, no matter
Right.
if you sell 5 homes or 500 homes.
Okay.
With EXP, yeah, right. With EXP, if you only sell 5 homes, well, you're only paying in $300 to E&O. That's it.
Right.
You're not penalized. All right. So that's a huge piece. You're never penalized with EXP Realty. The next piece is for teams. So we're going to skip over that. We're going to jump down to line 36, stocks and awards. So, and I'm going fast, guys. So bear with me. First transaction every year, EXP gives you $200 worth of EXPI stock just for doing your job. Bingo, right? When you cap, you get another $400 worth of stock just for doing your job. Bingo. Way to go.
Free
Now,
money.
free money, right? All day, all day. Love it. Now, if you have a friend that's not with EXP and you bring them over and we help them close their transaction, I say we because Ian's going to help. I'm going to help. You're going to help. We're all going to work together to help them close a deal. And then you, who brought them in, gets another $400 worth of EXPI stock. Bingo. All right, sponsored agent. So they said over the next 12 months, they're going to sponsor one agent, and we're all going to help them get that transaction completed. When they do, you get rewarded by EXP with $400 worth of EXPI stock. How awesome is that? So right there, EXP is going to give you $1,000 in EXPI stock just for doing the same thing you're doing right now and making it simple, right? So
Exactly.
with that, when that other agent that you bring on, that one agent, for the first 12 months, EXP is going to give you $4,000 in revenue share. And that's going to be every time that they take, every time that agent closes a transaction, you're going to be rewarded for the revenue that they're paying into the company out of the company dollar. How cool is that? So the company's going to reward you for every transaction that your friend's doing. Yay, winner. Bingo. So if you add up all those incentives, take a look at this. All adds up. Oh, and you contribute to the 5% discount. Like you paid that 3% or 6% franchise fee. Well,
right.
Again, take that idea, 5% at 5% discount. You're buying in almost $7,000 worth of EXPI stock for yourself. You can cash it out tomorrow if you want to. You've got $7,000. So take all those awards, those stock awards that you're winning, put them next to that trophy that you got for top earner of the office. And what does that trophy make you?
Right.
Not much.
Makes you happy.
It makes you happy, but you know what? $12,000 is going to make me happy. It's going to make my wife happy. It's going to make my kids happy. It's going to make my friends happy. It's going to make my neighbors happy because I'm going to have a party. And then it's also going to make my organization happy because I'm going to take them to dinner. I'm going to have go have good times with them too, right? So it's giving back. So it's like, all right, cool. What can we do here? So $12,000 nearly difference. Look at this bottom line, Ian. EXP at the end of the day, 128,000 net is what you take home. Remax, 111,000, a difference of over $16,000.
Yeah. You can do a lot with $16,000, you know.
You sure can, man. And that's where I want you guys to be aware of this stuff. Got my hand up. I want it to make sense for you guys. Ian wants it to make sense for you guys. So let's sit down and talk numbers. Let's have it make sense. Now, again, I get it that it's different by franchise to franchise, but let's draw down some numbers. Our senior partner, Jeff Willems, he was in a contract with Remax and paid out nearly $100,000 to break that contract to move to EXP. And now he makes well over $100,000 a month.
A month. Yeah. Yeah.
So he was able to get his return very quick. And so for that, I want you guys just, hey, let's help you see the numbers. If you're interested in what a possible switch can look like, contact Ian, contact myself. Let's get connected today. Help you guys. We'll break it down. We've got the support system. We got the structures. All we need is you.
That's it. That's
Ian,
it.
send them off, my friend.
That's it. And just want to reiterate here that we're not bashing Remax. We're just kind of looking at what is best for you and your family and the rest of it, because you are your number one priority. So it does not hurt. You don't lose anything but looking into these things and just discovering a little bit more about what's possible. So no, that's it. That's it. EXP versus Remax. I think we did a good job. And if you're a numbers person, you would have liked this video. International Championship Workshop happens every single week. Tune in, comment, share. Let us know what you want to see. Let us know if you like this or if you dislike this video. Anything helps us to move forward. So thank you very much. Thank you, Jason. And we'll be back next week.
Thank you. Hey, and always connect with us. That's the bottom line. I just want to add that. And that's easy in that comment. Just like Ian said, we want to hear from you. You guys are rock stars. Thanks, Ian. Good to see you, buddy.